Thank you very much, Kimba. Good evening and welcome to Sports News. Five-time world champions Brazil have named a strong squad made up of the likes of Neymar and Gabriel Jesus for next month's friendly against the Super Eagles of Nigeria in Singapore. The 23-man squad also have Manchester City goalkeeper Edison, as well as Premier League stars Roberto Firmino, Fabinho and Richarlison. Coach Tite has also invited uncapped goalkeeper Santos, Renan Lodi and Matheus Henrique. The Super Eagles and Seleção will clash for the second time on October the 13th at the National Stadium in Singapore. And Cameroon has named Portuguese tactician Tony Conceição as Indomitable Lions' new coach. The 57-year-old replaces Clarence Seedorf, who was dismissed after Cameroon lost to Nigeria in the last 16 of the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations in July. It is the first national team job for Conceição, who last worked at CFR Cluj in Romania. According to the country's sports ministry, 1990 FIFA World Cup hero Francois Omam Beek will serve as his deputy. The first match in charge for Conceição will be a friendly against Tunisia on October the 12th. In the English Premier League, James Maddison's first league goal of the season has helped Leicester City come from behind to beat Tottenham Hotspur 2-1 in an absorbing encounter at the King Power Stadium. 2 goals from Chris Wood in the first half helped Burnley to a comfortable win over Norwich City at Turf Moor. Meanwhile, Manchester City struck 5 goals in the opening 18 minutes, and Bernardo Silva scored a hat-trick as the defending champions hammered Watford 8-0 at the Etihad Stadium. And that's all on Sports News. Is back to you, Gimba.
Brilliant win. Thanks indeed, Coyote. Saudi Arabians say that it will respond with necessary measures to two attacks, of course, on 2 oil facilities as it reiterated the accusations that Iran was behind them. Minister of State for Foreign Affairs Abdel Al-Jubeir said that the weapons used were Iranian and vowed to release the full findings of the investigation. Iran denies involvement in the attacks, though. Earlier, a senior Iranian military official said that Iran was ready to destroy any aggressor after the US announced it was sending troops to Saudi Arabia. Iranian-backed Houthi rebels in Yemen have said that they were responsible for the drone and missile strikes on the 14th of September that affected the global oil supply. Tensions between the US and Iran have escalated since US President Donald Trump abandoned a deal limiting Iran's nuclear activities last year and reinstated sanctions. The police has used tear gas to disperse groups of protesters in a peaceful climate march, which turned violent after it was infiltrated by other protest groups in Paris, the French capital. Groups of anarchist demonstrators joined in, breaking windows and setting fires to street barricades. Over 100 people were arrested as families abandoned the march, and violent clashes prompted the French police to respond. A huge security operation involved 7,000 police officers. The climate change march and protest against pension reforms were both authorized, while other demonstrations, including one by the Yellow Vest anti-government group, went ahead illegally. Much of the violence and vandalism was attributed to the so-called Black Bloc anarchist group, who wore black scarves, sunglasses and hoods to cover their faces. The Yellow Vest movement was sparked 10 months ago by hiking fuel prices and evolved into weekly anti-government protests that continued well into the spring. And the main news again, the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, today advocated the principle of unity in diversity in the country. He insisted that Nigerians are far better off together than divided. And that's how it's been on the news at 10 tonight. I want to thank you so much indeed for watching. On behalf of all of us, have a splendid night. Rest. Good night.